Good day everyone. Today we discuss about the story behind the letter of Dr. Jose Rizal to the young women in Malolos. So, it was happened during December 12, 1888. A group of 20 young women in Malolos, Bulacan participated in peaceful movement for educational reform. So, they personally handled their letter of petition addressed to Gobernador General Valeriano Wheeler. At this time, education for females was not the same with males. Formal training beyond the primary grades was generally a male privilege. For those part of the Spanish period, majority of secondary and vocational schools as well as colleges were exclusively for males. So the young women of Malolos struggle to disprove the principle that women are destined to be homemakers and demonstrate that women are on the same level with men in other fields of endeavors. So the women of Malolos desired to learn the Spanish language because it was the language of politics and society. So the 20 young women, majority of whom were related to each other by blood or affinity, were members of three major Sangli clans of Malolos: the Chungsons, the Tantocos, and the Reyeses. Although these women were raised by well-to-do families and enjoy a life of luxury, they opted to be educated rather than to be contented with what society expected from them.
Doroteo Cortez, Maestro Guadalupe Reyes, and Teodoro Sandico supported the petition for a school. However, Fray Felipe Garcia, a friar and curate of Malolos, objected, leading the Governor-General to reject the petition. This action caused diverse reaction. Pro-friar groups of reformists had differing views, with the petition being seen as a protest against the friars' political power. Despite the initial rejection, the women persisted and eventually secured government approval for their school under certain conditions. They would finance the school themselves. Maestro Guadalupe Reyes would be the teacher, and classes would be held during the daytime, not at night.
Hi everyone, I am the third reporter. The women established their school at home of one of their members, Rufina T. Reyes. Despite their efforts, the school only functioned for 3 months. The reason for its short lifespan isn't explicitly stated. Graciano Lopez Jaina, he wrote an article in the Ecos de Ultramar column of La Solidaridad newspaper, praising the women. This shows the school, despite its short duration, generated enough impact to warrant public recognition. Marcelo H. Del Pilar, who was in Barcelona, he wrote to Jose Rizal, who was in London, on February 17, 1889. Del Pilar requested that Rizal send a letter commending the woman's bravery. This indicates a collaborative effort to acknowledge the woman's courage and commitment. Jose Rizal, on February 22, 1889. He sent the requested letter to Del Pilar. The letter, written in Tagalog, was intended for 20 young women of Malolos. This highlights the importance of the event and the effort made to formally recognize the woman's action. The actions of Jaina, Del Pilar, and Rizal underscore the importance of their actions within a larger historical and social context. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is John Mark Arsola from BCBA 3, Group 4, and my part is the message of Rizal to the young woman and Malolos. So the first message of Rizal to the young woman and Malolos is, first of all, that the tyranny of some impossible only through cowardness and negligence on the part of others. So example of this, in the case of the relationship between Spanish and Filipino, we can see that those in power exploit their object because they know that Filipino have no fight against them. They unite the Filipino, and also because of the Filipino neglect to fight their rights, they end up being the one who become rich and become victim of their weaknesses and cowardice. So the second message of Rizal to the woman in Malolos is, what makes one contemptible is lack of dignity and abject fear of him who hold one in contempt. The message of Rizal's second point is perhaps clear that if you oppress or if you insult, you lack self-love because you do not value your own interests and rights that you should be enjoying or treasure, and because you lack of sense of self or self-esteem. It is if you have given or leveled up your personality to those who insult you. That's all.
You reap what you sow. Results conveys a very beautiful message here because he emphasizes the essence of cooperations among everyone that is necessary for the strengthening of the nation. Ignorance has ever been ignorance, and never prudence and honor is results. He added, the wild man from the hills, if clad in a priest robe, remains a hellman and can only deceive the weak and ignorant. No matter what we do, if we cannot learn to learn things that will help us to be freed from the bondage of being a slave, we will remain subject to other like a tame animal that follows its master.
Fifth, if the Filipina will not change her mode of being, let her rear no more children. Let her merely give birth to them. She must cease to be the mistress of the home. Otherwise, she will unconsciously betray husband, child, native blood, and all. Una tayong natuto sa ating mga pamamahay. At para kay Rizal, trabaho or duty ng isang ina na ituro at ipamulat sa kanyang mga anak na maging mapagmamahal sa bayan at sa taong bayan. At may malinaw na paninindigan at katotohanan sa bawat pinagsasabi at ginagawa niya. Walang magandang ibinubunga ang mga anak na ipinalaki ng isang pariwarang ina. Sabi nga ni Rizal, no good water comes from a turbid, bitter spring. No savory fruits comes from orchid seed. 6. Ipinanganak ang tao na pare-parehong hubad at walang tali. Di sila inilikha ng Diyos upang maalipin. Di binigyan ng isip para mapagbulag. At di biniyayaan ng katwiran upang maloko ng iba. Is a powerful assertions of human equality and inherent freedom. It emphasizes that we are born without predetermined social status or restrictions, and that we are not meant to be enslaved or manipulated. The statement suggests that humans possess the innate capacity of critical thinking and reason, allowing us to resist oppression and strive for a just and equitable world. It challenges system of power that seek to control the exploit in individuals, reminding us of our inherent right to freedom and self-determination. That's all, and thank you.
Hindi pagmamataas at hindi pagsamba sa kapwa-tao ang mapaliwanag ng isip, ang pagiging tuwid sa anumang bagay. Ang mapagtaas ay ang magpapasamba ang namubulag at iba, at ang ibig paniyagin ang kaniyang gusto sa matuwid na tama. Ang binahagi nito ay may kasabihan na maging matawid ay ang pagiging tapat sa sarili at sa iba. at hindi mapagtaas sa pagiging totoo kundi pagiging tapat sa sarili. At nasa utos ng Diyos, huwag kang magtaas sa inyong sarili kundi magkahumbak sa inyong mapagkumbaba. Ikapito, pag nilayan ninyong maigi kung anumang reliyong itinuro sa atin, tignan ninyong mabuti kung iyan ba talaga ang utos ng Diyos o pangaral ni Kristong panglunas sa hirap ng mahirap, pang-aliw sa dusa ng nagdurusa. Ang mga pangungusap na ito ay binahagi sa ating lahat, naglalaman ng malalim at kahulugan tungkol sa pagkakaiba ng pagmamataas at pagiging matawid. Ipakita nito ang halaga na pagiging mapagkumbaba, pagiging patas at pagiging tapat sa sarili at sa iba.
Hanapin ninyo ang punot dulo at iambing ninyo ang relihiyon sa malinis na relihiyon ni Kristo. At tingnan kung ang inyong pagkakristyano ay kapareho ng inaalagang gatasang hayop o kaya ng pinatatabang baboy na pinatataba hindi dahil sa pagmamahal sa kanya kundi upang maipagbili ng mas mahal at mas lalong pagkakakitaan. So, sa panahon ni Rizal, ang relihiyon na isang malakas na pwersa na ginagamit ng mga kolonyalistang Espanyol upang kontrolin ang mga Pilipino. Maraming mga kaugalian at paniniwala ang itinuro sa mga Pilipino na hindi naman talaga nakabase sa tunay na mga aral ng Kristyanismo. Kaya sa pahayag ni Rizal o sa kanyang mensahe, nais niya na maging malaya ang mga Pilipino, hindi lamang sa mga kolonyal na Panginoon, kundi maging sa mga paniniwalang nakakapigil sa kanilang pag-unlad bilang mga tao. Ang kanyang pahayag ay isang hamon sa atin na maging kritikal, mapagmasid at malaya sa ating pag-iisip. Alalahanin ninyong lahat ng itinuturo sa inyo. Ang pinatutunguhan ng lahat ng sermon ay nasa kaibuturan ng lahat ng misa, nobena, kwintas, eskapularyo, larawan, milagro, kandila, sinturon at iba't iba pang iginigiit, inihihiyaw at idinidiin araw-araw sa inyong loob, tenga at mata. Nais ni Rizal na gisingin ang kamalayan ng mga Pilipino tungkol sa kanilang relihiyosong mga paniniwala at pagsasanay. Nais niyang ipaalala sa kanila na ang tunay na relihiyon ay hindi tungkol sa pagpapakita lamang ng kabanalan sa publiko, kundi tungkol sa pagkakaroon ng isang malinis at tapat na puso.
Next is relevant points contained in the letter. Denunciation of the abuse of the friars in exercising their spiritual authority. As a Christian, not necessarily a Catholic, the woman should equate holiness not with external ritual like murmuring, prayers, and wearing scapulars, but with following one's conscience no matter what. This section criticized the abuse of power by friars, specifically their misuse of spiritual authority. The quote emphasized that true Christian holiness lies not in outward religious practices like prayers and scapulars, but in following one's conscience. Next is duties and obligation of Filipino mothers to their children. As a mother, she must raise her children according to the image of God and adopt the mind for pleasant idea. She must teach her children to prefer death with honor to life with dishonor. This letter describes the important role of mothers in raising their children. It says mothers should raise their children to be good people according to God's teaching, and to value honor above all else, even choosing death with honor over a dishonorable life.
Good day, ma'am. I am Marie Sindasan and I am the next reporter. About the results indicate that mothers must inculcate the following values to their children. Number 1, love for honor. Number 2, sincere and firm character. So the sincere and firm character is that someone that they behave in a way that shows that they are not going to change their mind, or that they are the person who is in control. And also, a sincere and firm character is that someone who is genuine and in control, while also standing up for themselves and others. Number 3, clear mind. Number 4, clear conduct. And number 5, noble action. So the noble action is that an action that is horrible and worthy of respect, and it often done by taking a risk to help someone or oneself in a positive way. Number 6, love for the one's fellow man. And number 7, respect for God. And also, results enumerate the qualities of Filipino mothers to possess. Number 1, be a noble wife. Number 2, rear her children in the service of the state. Her Rizal gives reference to the woman of Sparta who embody this quality. And lastly, set a standard of behavior for men around her.
Duties and responsibilities of a wife to her husband. As a wife, the woman should not be a slave to her husband, but rather a partner, shouldering half his troubles, counseling and encouraging him, and counsel to young women on their choice of a lifetime partner. As a maiden, says Rizal, the woman should be valued by a young man, not for her looks or sweet disposition, but for the strength of her characters and sense of humor. So, ana si Rizal na tanan babae dapat ginabalyo siya sa mga laki, not for her looks, but for the strength or her characters and sense of humor, na dapat di lang kay tanan sa look magbase. So, they should also be a pride of the country and should command and the respect of everybody.
Okay, so Rizal advice to unmarried men and women. There are 3 things that young woman must look for a man she instead to be her husband. First is a noble and honored name. Second is a manly heart. Third is a high spirit and capable of being satisfied with engendering slaves. Pinayuhan ni Rizal ang mga walang asawang Pilipino na unahin ang ugali kaysa itsura. Kapag pumpili ng kapareha, hinihimok niya ang mga kababaihan na humahanap ng malaking matitibay na moral na pagpapahalaga at ambisyon, habang hinihikayat ang mga lalaki na igalang ang talinuhan at potensyal ng kababaihan. Naniniwala si Jose Rizal na ito ay hahantong sa isang mas malakas at progresibong lipunan. Itinatampok nito ang konsepto ng paribadong paghatol na nangangatwiran na ang mga kababaihan bilang mga mamamayan ay pantay-pantay sa lahat ng tao at dapat na maunawaan ang kanilang responsibilidad sa lipunan. Aktibong nakikilahok sa paglaban para sa kanilang mga karapatan.
For the analysis of this report, to the young women in Malolos centers around 5 salient points of SAIDI 1999. First, for the Filipino mothers should teach their children love of God, country, and fellow men. Second, Filipino mothers should be glad and honored like Spartan mothers to offer their sons in defense of their country. The third, Filipino women should know how to protect their dignity and honor. And Filipino women should educate themselves aside from retaining their good racial values. And lastly, faith is not merely reciting prayers and wearing religious pictures. It is living the real Christian's way with God, good morals and manners. And for the summary of this report, the Rizal pays homage to 20 women of Malolos who desires to educate themselves. And the second, Rizal sees in these women a ray of hope in restoring the Filipino women's dignity and worth. And lastly, Rizal address different women in society, mothers, daughters, wives, and even unmarried women. So, we hope you learn from our reports, and that's all. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you.